What's up, Full Ride Nation? Back for another one. All y'all that don't know me, Christopher, former D1 walk-on turned starter, here to help you guys, basketball hopes and dreams. Here for your daily motivational. Look, today's video we're discussing NBA ratings have decreased. And so the reason that I'm even commenting on this is because I've been having a lot of talks with a lot of people over the past few years about the NBA and the product that they have with the salaries that they're paying and the lack of caring of these players. And in my opinion, I feel as though it's rubbing off on the youth as far as making people, parents, delusional about, what it actually takes to make it to the NBA. It's kind of gotten more politicized, things of that nature. And I found it very, very disturbing that the NBA had to implement a in-season tournament to motivate players to play hard at the beginning of the season. And the reason that that's a troubling scenario for me is because, again, I hate to be the old guy back in my day talk, because I hated when I heard people say that. But as you get older, as my dad say, keep having birthdays, son. It's a whole lot more stuff you're going to understand. So as I've had more birthdays, I understand why people say that. Because there was a time in the game, and this is when the ratings were at an all-time high. This is when fanfare was at an all-time high. This is when the NBA was must-see TV. People played for pride. People played because they wanted to be the best. People played because they wanted to showcase their skill set. It seems as though now these NBA players are playing for all the wrong reasons. Y'all want to make the argument that, oh, these are the best players that have ever played. This is the most advanced. They've got the most skills. Yet, the ratings are down. Even though it's a global game now. In the 90s, it was not as global as what it is now. So you actually have more eyeballs on it, and the ratings are going down. The players have to have load management. They can't seem to play a full season, even though this is the most advanced medically and technologically. They seem to get hurt more, and even though they're supposed to be the best. And then the argument is made, well, they're so much better. Look at how much they score. Well, let me give you guys a news flash. They score more because they changed the way that you can play defense in the NBA and even in college. When I played, you could put your elbow on somebody on the wing. Before that, you could hand check. Now, if you sneeze wrong, if you sneeze in the opposite direction of a player, you can get a flagrant foul. You got people, and interesting enough, people like Draymond Green now are bad boys in the NBA. You got NBA players letting guys choke them out on live TV. There's no pride. That's why the ratings are down. Fans don't want to see that. People don't want to see that. People don't want to go and see a non-competitive exhibition of any kind. People don't want to go see a chess match that's not competitive. Okay? So the ratings are down because it ain't competitive. And so for all you players out there, it's still difficult to get to the NBA, no doubt. But I'm going to say this. It's easier now than it ever has been. And a lot of people will say, oh, it's harder now than it's ever been. That's a lie. Because you don't even have players that have the heart to show up and play day in and day out. I hear more players talking about, that's a whole nother video. I'm not going into that. I'm not going into that, not now. We're going to just stick to the topic at hand. The low ratings. Because I'm not about to get into all of the players talking about they're going broke and all of this other stuff. That's a whole different topic for a whole different day. This is strictly talking about why the ratings are down. There's no competition anymore. There's no pride anymore. There's no self-respect anymore. Anything goes. Nobody wants to see that. And the fans are speaking. And I've never been one to pocket watch or care about how much money somebody makes. And my thing is, get as much as you can, as soon as you can. Because ain't none of this promise. But I'll say this. I'm not paying to go see that crap. I'd rather go watch a college game where they're competing. A WNBA game, you can say what you want, but they're competing. AAU games and high school games where people are actually competing, because those people outside of the WNBA are trying to get to the next level. High school's trying to get to college. College is trying to get to the NBA. A lot of these cats in the NBA feel as though I've made it. I ain't got nothing else left to do. It is what it is. So until they change this league at least a little bit backwards, I'm not saying it's got to go all the way back to when I played, where people were all out having fist fights on the court and they break them up and continue to play. Guys aren't even built that way anymore, so that ain't gonna work. So I'm not saying we got to go back to that, but we have to push some level of toughness back into the league, some level of pride back into the league. Everybody can't just get a trophy. And in my opinion, the NBA is a part of the problem by even implementing the in-season tournament for professional basketball players to be motivated to play a game that they say they love and they're getting paid millions of dollars to do. I don't understand it. So, Full Ride Nation, the message of the day is, if you play with any type of heart and tenacity, you're gonna increase your chances of going to the NBA, because it looks like a lot of the current players, the heart's just been ripped out. And the fans see it, and they're not gonna tolerate it. So, it's on you, NBA. What you gonna do? Full Ride Nation, y'all know the drill. Let's compete.